Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and everyone had a nice weekend. Today's video is a video that I hope to do much earlier than this, but I just had so many things going on I never got around to seeing this film. This is going to be my review of the 2013 remake of Carrie. I have the original Carrie directed by Brian De Palma, and I also have the sequel to this film, The Rage Carrie 2, directed by Kat Shea. Now, I actually love both films. Of course, this is the best one, but I thought for a sequel that came out, I think it was like at least 12 to 13 years, or maybe even longer than that, after this film, I thought this was a very effective sequel, and I actually really liked this film. I was surprised that they were going to do a remake of Carrie. I thought it was kind of unnecessary. And you know, there's so. I mean, it's based on Stephen King's first novel. The De Palma film is still a classic, and I just felt like it was kind of unnecessary to remake it with so many other Stephen King works that have not been adapted to either television or big screen adaptations. Why go back and remake something that's already good or well done? I mean, it's been noted that Stephen King actually thought that Brian De Palma's film was better than his novel. So. But again, you don't know how they think sometimes in Hollywood. I think they just think it'll open big because people know the book and the previous film. And they also did a miniseries or like a TV movie of it, I think 10 years ago, and that didn't really do very well either. So I was kind of surprised that they were going to do this again. I think the film's done well in the theaters. It's done mildly successful. And just having seen it, and before I get into it and talk about the characters, having seen it, they didn't need to remake it. There's so many elements of the film that are very similar to the De Palma classic. I mean, I knew where some things were going. It was predictable. But that being said, I did enjoy the film. Before I talk about things I liked about it, things I didn't like about it, I'm going to talk about the story. Pretty much the story focuses on Carrie White. She's tormented by her peers and protected by her overly religious mother. Throughout the course of the film, she discovers that she has telekinetic powers, and after being pushed too far at the high school senior prom, she unleashes the full brunt of her telekinetic forces on the kids in the school. And the actors in the film, so you have Chloe Grace Moretz as Carrie White, you have Julianne Moore as Margaret White, Gabriella Wilde as Sue Snell, you have Portia Doubleday as Chris Hargison, Alex Russell as Billy Nolan, you have Ansel Elgort as Tommy Ross, and Judy Greer as Miss Desjardins. Screenwriters are Lawrence D. Cohn, Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, and it was directed by Kimberly Pierce, who's known for previous films as Boys Don't Cry and Stop Loss. To talk about the things I liked about it, number one, Chloe Grace Moretz. She was fucking fantastic in the film, and every film I've seen her in, she just continues to surprise me. She's a wonderful actress. I've loved everything she's done, from Kick-Ass to Dark Shadows. She was great as a really young actress in the remake of the Amityville Horror from 2005. I thought she was great in that. I haven't seen Kick-Ass 2 yet, but and of course Let Me In. I thought she was great in that film too. Everything I've seen her in, she just blows me away, and I just hope she continues to do more work and is successful at it. Her portrayal of Carrie White is very different from Sissy Spacek, whereas where she starts in the film, she's very similar to the way Sissy Spacek played her, is very meek and inward and to herself, but you can tell that she really wants to fit in with these girls. And I thought that Chloe Grace Moretz played that much better than Sissy Spacek did, in terms of where this girl is now. So you see, like, there is a difference between this portrayal of Carrie and Sissy Spacek. She's not trying to do Sissy Spacek, and I thought that was great. The other thing I thought that was great about Chloe Grace Moretz's performance is that you see a growth to Carrie throughout the film as she continues to discover her powers. You see her become more confident in who she is, and the fact that she can control things and she's not so helpless. And I thought that was great. And also, I loved the scenes between her and Tommy at the prom. The actor that played Tommy, Ansel Elgort, I thought he was another tremendous actor, and it's his first movie. So I really hope you get to see more of him. He did a great job. I really believe that he cared about Carrie. And even though the characters in the original film, played by William Catt and Amy Irving, as Sue Snell and Tommy Ross, they were good. I really preferred them in this film a little bit more. That was a strength of this film, is I felt that Gabriella Wilde, and she felt bad as Sue Snell. She felt bad about the torment that her and the other girls had put upon Carrie, and I thought that that was more believable in this film than in the De Palma film. Those were the strengths of it. I also thought Julianne Moore did a great job of being insane as Margaret White. She did a great job. Piper Laurie was so scary in the original. So, I mean, in that respect, I thought Julianne Moore was almost just playing a version of Piper Laurie, but she was still good. I mean, but the outcome of that character and everything was kind of predictable there. But I still liked her in the film, like I've always liked Julianne Moore. The other thing I liked about it was the effects, the levitation effects, and the final, prom, the whole showdown at the prom. I thought that was great. Another actress that I thought was tremendous in the film is the girl that played Chris. Now, she was played by Nancy Allen in the original, but in this one she played by Portia Doubleday. She was so evil, and I thought she almost had that evil. I thought her evilness and what she did to Carrie was even worse than the girl that the character in the original film. If I had to say some negatives about the film, it was very predictable. You knew where it was going to go because you've seen the original, and I went into this film not even having watched the original in some time. I just wanted to go in and be entertained, and I was entertained, but I knew how it would. There were certain things that surprised me. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple of characters that had things happen to them differently than in the original film, but for the most part, everything kind of played out the same. There was one kind of added little plot device that I thought was kind of unnecessary involving Sue Snell. I didn't think that was needed. And I thought the direction was very well done, but again, we've seen this movie, and it's kind of hard to get excited about something we know what the ending's going to be. It was so shocking back in the day because it hadn't been done before. But I did think the special effects were great, and I did think Chloe Moretz played the scene so differently from the way that Sissy Spacek, and I think that's what the strength of the film was, is that Chloe played this whole thing differently. I think if she had tried to imitate Sissy Spacek, I don't think it would have been as successful. So yeah, I enjoyed the film. I'll buy the film. I will watch it again. I enjoyed it, but if I have to be honest, it doesn't need to be remade. It didn't need to be remade. It's the same movie. There's a couple of little elements in it that are different, but for the most part, it's the same movie. To give it a grade on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it probably a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I really enjoyed it, actually, but it's the same movie. I knew how it was going to play out, but it was kind of cool seeing what they could do with the telekinetic effects in 2013 as opposed to the early 70s when the original one was made. So yeah, I had a great time watching it. There's some terrific performances, particularly from Chloe Grace Moretz and Ansel Elgort. Both of them, I think, were the best people in the film in terms of performances. And yeah, I had a great time watching it. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. So that is my review of Carrie 2013. I hope everyone enjoyed this review. Please share your thoughts if you've seen the film and let me know what you think. Also, really kind of nice thing happened today. I actually ran into a fan of this page. I went to Spirit to look to see what kind of, leftover Halloween stuff they had, if I could get a discount on anything, and I ran into a fan of this page and was able to talk to him. And Ryan, it's very nice meeting you, and if you're watching this page, thank you very much. It meant a lot to me coming up and saying hi to me, and it was great to meet a fan of the page and of, what I do here, and it really means a lot to me. So that's it, and hope everyone has a great rest of their evening. If you haven't, see, what time is it? Okay, so Walking Dead's going to be on in a couple hours, so I'm looking forward to that. And I promise some more videos in the coming week. So hope everyone's doing well, and take it easy. Peace.